Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meeting of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Cedar Grove Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be advertised by having the date, time, and place thereof posted on bulletin boards in the district, published and or transmitted to the Verona Cedar Grove Times and Star Ledger newspapers, filed with the township clerk, and posted on the district's website. Can I have roll call, please?
Mrs. Burke? Here. Mr. Mandela?
Here.
Mr. Pavulovich? Here. And Mrs. Dye?
Here. The meeting is open to the public for comment on items on the agenda. Seeing none. Good evening, fellow board members.
Good evening.
How's everybody doing?
Fine.
So, apologize to the public for starting a little late. These things sometimes happen. We just start chatting and it's hard to stop. So the first thing I'd like to have a motion for is B1, and that is, well, I guess let me get the motion first and then I can talk about it a little bit further.
Second.
So B1 is a motion to fill the vacant seat left by Joe Sacala when he had to resign. And the motion is to appoint Mr. David Schoner as trustee for the vacant board seat through the term ending December 31st, 2016. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke? Yes. Mr. Mandela?
Aye.
Mr. Pavulovich? Yes. And Mrs. Dye?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to administer the oath of office.
Absolutely. Please come forward, Mr. Schoner.
The death walk.
I'll read the paragraph first and then you insert your name.
Okay.
Just as it's written here.
Okay.
It says, I, David Schoner, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I, David Schoner, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
Yes. Okay, I, David Schoner, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of the Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJS 18A 12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
I, David Schoner, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of the Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJS 18A-12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Not being the newbie.
And have a seat. And for those of you who might not be aware, Mr. Schoner is one of the people who is running for the Board of Education, along with Mr. Vincent Valero, who's in the audience. And since they are both running unopposed, they will both be official board members on January 1st. Just Mr. Schoner gets to start the job a little bit sooner. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And Mr. Valero, you'll be up here before you know it. So enjoy the seat from right there, right now. All right, moving on. All righty, from the Office of the Superintendent of Schools, can we have an update, Mr. Featherman, on the construction project, please?
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Dye. I would like to read a prepared statement regarding specifically the progress being made at North End School. Dear parents, guardians, and staff, friends, Romans, countrymen, this statement serves to update you with respect to the progress being made at North End Elementary School. As you may be aware, this summer we began a project for the renovations to this school as part of an overall project, including the high school and South End. The bathrooms and mechanical systems were a major component of each of these schools' upgrades. Prior to moving forward with the construction project, the board hired an asbestos and indoor quality specialist to ensure that the construction areas would be free and clear of any hazardous substances. Additionally, the board had developed protocols for the handling of hazardous substances in the event same were discovered once demolition was completed. Finally, the board also planned the project so that the handling of this material would occur in the summer months, when obviously students and staff are out of those buildings and not in harm's way. Last week, North End School encountered an asbestos exposure incident as part of the construction project. Upon discovery, construction was immediately stopped, the building was evacuated and sealed. The board then notified their asbestos and indoor air quality specialist to test the air and sample the material that was exposed in the building. When the test came back, elevated levels of asbestos was revealed throughout North End School. The board notified the general contractor of the conditions in the building and issued a stop work order. The board also notified the local police department, the county office, and the Department of Community Affairs of the situation. We are in the process of developing a scope of work for the remediation at North End School. It is anticipated that this remediation could take up to 8 weeks to complete. We are working with the general contractor to avoid further delays in construction. However, the board anticipates that North End School will not, and I repeat, will not be ready for the first day of school. Myself, along with Principal Dyer, has visited several temporary buildings in the area for lease to house our students and staff for the upcoming school year. We do not know if the students and staff will be out of North End for a few weeks or a few months. Therefore, we must be prepared for the worst-case scenario. The cost of leasing additional classroom space and for the remediation, which shall cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, was not anticipated as part of the project cost. The board has been in touch with the insurance brokers for the district, who are working to determine if coverage will be available for these expenses. As of this writing, which was today, the outcome of the insurance company's review is not yet completed. Lastly, we recognize that this incident is a terrible blow to the progress of the North End School project. We are working to be prepared for the first day of school under any condition. We believe in our staff and our students, and we are confident that we will face these obstacles together. The board is also committed to ensuring that the community receives updates on our progress as we move forward. Therefore, the board will be posting weekly updates with respect to remediation as they are available. I'd like to just thank you for your support during this challenging time. The board and I and our team of workers realizes we have a steep hill to climb, but we're going to get through it. So we'll keep you posted. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Should we open it up now to any questions on this specific topic? If anybody has any questions on this specific topic, we can open it up now. Obviously, it's not easy information to digest, and nobody wanted this, but we're doing everything we can.
Do you want to have Robert and John come up, and Robert and John?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. All right, since there aren't any questions yet, we'd like to have our two guest speakers come up, both Robert and John. There's a... And if you could just kind of introduce yourselves to the public, we know you, but...
Thank you for having.
It's just for the media.
Oh, thanks for having me. Robert Donahue, I'm the district's architect. Is there any specific questions that anyone in the audience has, or would you like me to talk about? Okay. All right. So on Monday the 18th, we entered the school, and we entered a room where we noticed some pipes were being demolished, and the pipes looked suspect to us, so we immediately stopped the contractor from working. We told them to evacuate the room, and we contacted the district's asbestos abatement monitoring company, who came in to take tests. At that point, I guess I could hand it over to you, John, and you can talk about what those tests revealed.
At that point, we had collected bulk samples of the material, had them analyzed by an independent laboratory, and the results came back positive. After we found out the results of the material tested, we had the area closed off and the building shut down. We did ambient air testing, which all proved negative, but we also subsequently conducted wipe sampling in various areas throughout the building, which came back positive. So we're in the process now of developing a scope to remediate the situation and lessen the impact of the overall construction project, but leave the building free of asbestos concerns. So that's pretty much where we stand at this point. Do we have any other questions? We'll keep the school district aware of all incidents that do occur from now on. Back to the board.
Thank you.
Thanks, Robert. Thank you.
We appreciate it. All right. Under personnel, on a much happier note, can I have a motion for S1, please? So moved.
Second.
And I'm just going to read the whole thing. S1 is, be it resolved that the Cedar Grove Board of Education appoints Michael DeVita as the Board Secretary / School Business Administrator for the Cedar Grove District for the period beginning on or about October 1st, 2016, and ending on June 30th, 2017, at a rate of $150,000 annually. Be it further resolved that the employment agreement shall be submitted to the interim executive county superintendent for review and approval according to standards adopted by the Commissioner of Education pursuant to the code. Be it further resolved that the board approves the employment agreement with Michael DeVita for the position of Board Secretary / School Business Administrator for the foregoing period of appointment, conditional upon the approval of the employment agreement between the board and Michael DeVita by the interim executive county superintendent pursuant to the code. Be it further resolved that the board hereby authorizes the board president and the interim business administrator / board secretary to execute on behalf of the board the employment agreement by and between the board and Michael DeVita following receipt of the approval by the interim executive county superintendent. So basically, we're hiring a new BA, Mr. Michael DeVita, who's in the audience. So, any questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Mandela?
Aye.
Mr. Pavulovich?
Yes.
Mr. Shoner?
Yes, yes.
And Mrs. Dye.
Yes. It's not a bad first. That's not a bad first vote. So congratulations. We look
Welcome.
forward to having you join. Moving on. Can I have a motion for S2, please?
So moved.
S2 is a motion to retroactively approve Danielle McLaughlin to provide summer reading intervention services during the month of August to the student ID numbers listed therein for no more than 30 hours at a rate of $35 an hour. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Mandela?
Aye.
Mr. Pavulovich?
Yes.
Mr. Shoner?
Aye.
And Mrs. Dye.
I abstain. The meeting is open to the public for comment on items on or off the agenda. Seeing none. Announcement of future meetings. As of right now, the meetings are August 23rd here, 7 p.m. executive session, 8 p.m. regular meeting, and September 6th here again, 7 p.m. executive, 8 p.m. regular meeting.
I tell them they may change.
Well, yeah, tentatively, but we probably will have one much sooner than that, so, but we'll keep you posted. I'd just like to say that tonight is Renee's last meeting, and I'm gonna miss Renee terribly. She's just been an incredible asset to the board. Just whenever you needed anything, she had it there. She had the answer before you even asked the question, especially in the budget meetings. She's just a wealth of knowledge and so professional and just looked in our best interests, and I will miss that. And Mr. DeVita, you have really big shoes to fill, and I'm confident you will, but it's not gonna be easy because Renee was awesome.
Thank you, thank you. It's been a pleasure. I enjoyed my 5+ years here in Cedar Grove, and the board is pleasant, professional. Mr. Featherman is the superintendent, and Mike. It's great. It's a great place to be. You know, welcome.
Any
I
other comments?
miss you, Renee.
Okay. Roll call?
Okay. One more time. Mrs. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Mandela?
Aye.
Mr. Pavulovich?
Yes.
Mr. Shoner?
Aye.
And Mrs. Dye.
Yes. Have a good evening, everyone.
Meeting is now adjourned.
The meeting is now adjourned, and have a good evening.